Hi, probably many of you hear about the ChatGPT and the capabilities which they provide, and about the recent release of the ChatGPT 4.0. But basically, what is the ChatGPT? ChatGPT is the data model trained, machine learning data model trained by many years by the OpenAI Foundation. But today is the question: how ChatGPT can help the DevOps engineer or cloud engineer in the day-to-day work. And here I would like to show you some options how we can utilize the ChatGPT. My first idea is to reduce the amount of typing when we are creating some typical or frequent user scripts in Terraform. So for example, generate app service Terraform with app service and Azure SQL. And quite quickly we can create some basic script for the Terraform, which we can start to work further with and customize for our specific needs. Okay, here we have the Azure SQL server with the database password. Okay, stop generate. Maybe let's wait for a while. Okay, so let's create something more sophisticated. Azure Terraform for Azure App Service with Azure SQL and Managed Identity and cost estimation. Okay, and we have, after a few seconds, we have something more robust and more customized for our needs. Okay, let's see what it generates for the Azure SQL. So the same. And here it generates some managed identity for the app service, create some rule assignment. Okay, so we have something, but this is the Azure. And what about, for example, Terraform for AWS Fargate? Okay, so it generated the okay, so we have also the ECS cluster, some task definition with the engines as the sample. We have the capabilities Fargate. Okay, so it sounds reasonable. Okay, so now let's create the new chat. And for example, we need to create the CI/CD pipeline for this. So let's start. For example, we would like to deploy the create CI/CD pipeline in Azure DevOps for, let's, for example, for next JS application, and let's see what happened. It's thinking. Maybe I will. Okay, so not one remark. I didn't provide where I would like to run this application. Okay, maybe let's stop this. Okay, so maybe running on Azure apps. Oh, or maybe Azure static web apps. Azure pipelines for Next.js. Create YAML. Okay, let's type right like that. Okay, so now it's much faster. And okay, so it's creating something. Okay, so and we finally have something for our needs. We have some basic steps in our CI/CD pipeline which we can copy and put into our Azure DevOps and start working with this. Okay, but let's maybe think about something more interesting. Let's copy this, and for example we would like to create the, okay, I cannot pass this. Why I cannot pass this? Okay, let's copy again. Okay, in for example in GitLab, and let's see. And basically it's creating it for us, the pipeline for the GitLab, which we can as well start using this from scratch, put into our GitLab and start working on this further. Okay, so but another idea how we can use the ChatGPT is, for example, working with bugs which we have in the applications. Oh, I can see that he's trying to use curl to post into Azure Static Web App. Okay, using the zip deploy. Okay, sounds reasonable. Okay, but what about some errors in our application? How to handle okay, so maybe app service, Azure App Service, fail over to another region. What do he say for this? Okay, and we have some ideas how we can handle such requirement. Or maybe how to handle HTTP 500 in Azure App Service. Okay, so basically it's also give us some ideas where to look for such problems, how to resolve such error. Okay, so this is the example how we can use the ChatGPT in our day-to-day work as a DevOps engineer. In the next episode, I would like to show you how to connect various Azure services using Logic Apps into the OpenAI Azure service, and how this configuration could handle our day-to-day workloads and how could help us in our day-to-day job. So take care, see you next time, bye.